Yo, what is up, everybody? This is BP Hitman here, and we have the newest EZA set on JP Dokkan. I'm excited for this because this is what everybody wanted, right? Like when we found out the Future Saga was the theme for Tanabata, we were like, yo, it has to be Vegito Blue and Rose. So that's exactly what we got. We have Teq Vegito's EZA. If you guys don't know what he does, I'll spitball it as we roll. But just to understand, he's building up attack. He starts off with defense, he gets additional defense, and then he gets key and crit chance if he gets hit, and guaranteed 2 additional attacks, both of which can become super attacks. You guys know how he is. But yeah, with that being understood, right now 20% attack per attack he does. So I gotta make sure I keep in mind that is like the most crucial part of everything, right? That's super important. Oh wow, let me put this before it. Thank goodness, right before it went away, right? 2.23. Now that's not impressive for us, right? We have the bar way higher nowadays. But keep in mind, turn 1 and 2.7. A 500k attack stat jump. He's stacking attack and defense permanently. It feels like it's not on 2x speed, right? Am I tripping? That's bizarre. Okay, that's better. There we go. But yeah, so with Vegito, the way he is, I don't believe him to be the best TUR. I don't know that he's a top 3 EZA TUR. Like, that's what I mean, EZA. I don't think he's the best EZA. I don't think he's top 3. But he does look really, really good offensively. He always will. He always has. Just, you can get the ball rolling with him forever. So, don't bypass that. Like, his offense will hold up for a very long time. These guys' intro does not get old to me. Like, the other intro, this one, and I'd say Golden Freezes, and they just don't get old. Maybe it'll take a couple weeks, maybe it'll take a couple months, but bro, I love these two. These ones are the best ones on JP, and then the LR Gods ones definitely are up there, and that's about to hit global soon. See, I know I'm ready to see those on global's animations. It just got translated, and they tweeted out the global version of their active skills and animations and intros and whatnot. I'm hyped about that. I'm very uber hyped about that, as I'm sure most of you guys are. But for now, let's just focus on JP. Rose's video will come out shortly after this one, depending on when you end up seeing this, right? But yeah, so Gito's issue is that I think he's still a defensive liability. I don't need a unit to have 400k defense turn 1. That's not what I'm asking. But the way he's stacking his defense next turn will be really important to determining how valuable he can be in slot 1. He doesn't have to be placed in slot 1, but at the same time in slot 2, this is actually an interesting part of his kit because it was an issue before. I do remember for a little while it was an issue when he first came out. I should say a little after he came out. But over in a flash being part of his kit, he lost Prepared for Battle in place of, I believe, Warrior Gods. It was the most annoying thing because the physical one had Prepared for Battle and Over in a Flash. This guy lost Prepared for Battle. Like now, there's really not too many prominent Over in a Flash units. Very, very odd when I thought about it. I hadn't noticed it for a couple of months, like 4 or 5 months. But it's definitely notable now that he's got his EZA. There's not too many units that catches him off guard when a unit has like 200k, bro. Alright. I'm gonna let him go. Now, this is the kicker in his kit. Apparently, this is all I've seen on Twitter, which is a big complaint everybody seems to have. This guy is, and you see, he just got the key and the addition, the extra buffs and stuff like that. Apparently, Vegito does not get the multiplicative defense. Most units in turn, like, oh, if you want to get hit, it'll multiply that 50% into your passive. I'm not sure if it's an error or what, but Vegito does not have that. From the posts I saw, it was people complaining that it's not like every other unit in the game. Like these guys are together, but do we really care? We'll keep them together just to keep them. You know what? I'm gonna float off one of the Vegeta entrances just so that we can see Vegito without support once he's built up a little more. But yeah, he gets 50% defense when attacking the enemy. That usually multiplies. It did not multiply in the circumstance. Now, one big buff he's getting, like I said, stacking defense and attack permanently. The fact that he launches a guaranteed 2 additionals that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack each one now is hella helpful for him. It just by nature, it is. So I think that's going to be a big part of everything he does. I have not been counting his attacks. Oh man, what's he at? Like 4 attacks, maybe 5. I haven't been counting, and I told y'all I was gonna pay attention to it. And as soon as I stopped thinking about it, I zoned it. All right, we're gonna put him in slot one again. Defense, 267 KG. See, now this is notable defensive levels. I'm okay with this, but it is turn 5. Just keep in mind, if this was Super Battle Road, I don't think he would should still be safe. But now they have 6 out of 7 links active. I think it's still a problem, man. I'm not satisfied with his defense, but his defense is not shit. And then he's doing 5.9 million. I don't know, man. I don't know. This guy, 6.68. Wow. He's jumping up even more, like even fast. Remember, before he jumped up like 500k. Now he just jumped up, what, 650k? Something like that? Doing another additional. The normals for him when they're crits, because remember, the crit chance he gets after getting hit, right? So if they're crits, which you want to give him full crit anyway, right? Because he's probably doing massive damage. You see, he had a 2 million attack stat on his normal. That's gonna hurt enemies, like especially in Infinite Dragon Ball history. Super Battle Road, I don't know that I'd say too much. I think single bosses that have hella HP, such as right here, you're gonna notice it. But Super Battle Road is the place where I feel like crit normals do the least amount of damage. Like they're the least effective in those situations. I don't know what it is. But yeah, they definitely held back on it. Which is the exact opposite of what everybody in the community wanted them to do, but they definitely held back with this guy. I know it's not that big of a deal, but I feel like they could have made it a big deal. His leader skill is not good. The color restriction, I didn't expect him to change that. The 4 key is nice, but bro, you could have given him 4 key 160%. Remember, it's when you have every typing, like you still have to fit that mold, right? You can give him 4 key, or if you want to take away the key, bro, give him 3 key, stats 160% when you have every typing of superclass on that team. That'd be really helpful. That would be a good way to make a lot of these teams just more creative for the user. Like EZA leader skills that aren't category leader skills or banner units that aren't EZA, leaders are always trash. And I hate that. I don't feel like the Dokkan Fest or an LR, even LRs, a big yellow coin LRs oftentimes have terrible leader skills. I just don't appreciate that. So right now, 230k defense, we're gonna use these guys active skills just so that we can jump his defense up a bit more. There's no way they one shot. There's absolutely no way. Realized I cut the audio off for the activity. I kind of did it because I knew Teq Vegito did not have like an active skill or an intro or anything like that. I feel like I should have just left the audio on. I could have turned it on right in the middle of the video, but sometimes it gets scratchy or it'll mess up and it doesn't mesh with my voice correctly or the mix is weird. And I'm talking through a new mic right now. This is my first video with the mic, so I'm excited about it. But I don't wanna mess with the mix. 277k defense, 50% when he's attacking. I'm not okay with it. I don't think I am. Turn 7, I'm trying to cope. I don't think I'm okay with it. Because you're never gonna really see this in short events. So that means the defense is often gonna be below 400, 450k. How much from a super are you take? 277 type blitz. That's really unfair to him. Yeah, that's not fair to him. Like I said, he's not a slot 1 unit. It's working so well right now, so we're gonna keep it rolling like this. Another super. You see the normals are just straight crits though. 6.8 mil. I don't even think this guy's better than Kid Buu. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he's better than SCR Kid Buu. He's not better than the physical Goku. I think he's doing too little for too much, if that makes sense. Let's see. He's on so many teams too. Like Potara I don't think it was falling off last couple, since like maybe the anniversary, the way it looked like it was a couple months for me. But it's definitely in a better spot now with him and Rose at least being options for that team. STR Rose's EZA is also, it's getting a lot of criticism. He's getting over criticized. I think Vegito has people that are trying to cope with him. People that are trying to like make excuses. Like, listen, him and AGL Evolution Blue Vegeta have the same amount of defense. After like Vegito does 3 supers, stacks, and then has 40% support. Like I saw some stat like that, basically implying that regardless of the situation, Vegito is only a couple ticks below Evolution's defense, which I think Evolution Blue Vegeta is like a top 10 or 15 defensive unit in the game anyway. I don't even know that he's a top 3 or 4 defensive Team War, top 10, 3 or 4 defensive EZA Team War. I mean, you could argue Turles because he's helping everybody's defense. I like to look at the game from that way sometimes. Physical Future Gohan is definitely a better team. STR Ultimate Gohan when he gets his guard. I'll put somebody in saying. There's a couple more, right? Like you get what I'm saying? Oh wow, we almost died. Wow, I would have been kind of pressed if we had died right there. That would have been bad. Alright, use D-Pan's active skill, and I think I'll wrap the video off right here. I don't want to be overcritical of this guy, but I don't see him aging well. I'm gonna be a buck with you guys. The only Vegitos we have left at this point are Physical Vegito, Super Vegito, and LR 5-year Vegito. Am I missing somebody? No, I don't think I am. I mean, 350k. Turn 9, bro. Turn 9, bro. Like, yes, I know it's gonna go shoot up, right? He's gonna be somewhere around what, like 550k or something like that. I'm just spitballing numbers. For 9 turns worth of work, let's see what you do right here. 9.3. 9.3 is pretty crazy though. With a medium chance to crit, bro. That's pretty cool. So like I said, his offense will hold up. Alright, I guess only time will tell which. If you disagree with me, tell me why you disagree with me in the comments. I mean, talk to me about it. Let me know how you guys feel about this guy's EVA. I'm hyped about Tana Battle regardless. Like, they're giving us mostly what we wanted. Like, people didn't like the fact that it was Vegeta and Trunks. They made Vegeta and Trunks the best unit in the game. If you don't feel like they're the best, you know they're top 3. They made Goku Black get a new card. He's also getting overhated, but I do not think I think he's mediocre. I think he's very mediocre, but I do use him for his support. He'll be good for showcases and stuff like that, right? But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about Tana Battle so far. Global players aren't even worried about Tana Battle, bro. We're worried about the anniversary. The anniversary is gonna hit very soon. You know your boy's gonna be all over that. Like I said, let me know your thoughts. Consider checking out the channel. It's Theon Hitman and Amorphous.